My friend's girlfriend broke things inside our home, so I called the police.
You can't be doing that.
Don't do it. It's not good. Hi, guys. This is a bit of a long story. So for some background, a few months ago, my best friend Mark, 27 male, moved his girlfriend Heather, 25 female, in with us. My wife, Cindy, a 27 female, and I, 26 male, were okay with this. By the way, this comes from Relationship Firm 8474, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. So Mark and I have been friends ever since elementary school. Right before Heather moved in, she got herself pretty wasted and ended up in a screaming match with her sister and throwing things at Mark.
Yikes. And he wanted to move in with her?
Oh my. This is appalling.
Yeah.
We weren't too happy about this, but Mark said he talked to her and she wouldn't get to that point again.
I don't think I would let someone move in after hearing this story, personally.
Yeah, kind of not a move, you know. If someone with long blonde hair, you know, was just being super manic, you would not let them
keep that person out of my house.
Kick them out.
They can't move in.
Never. 2 weeks ago, we were all hanging out and having some drinks. Mark and Heather were going a little crazy, but they're adults, so whatever. Well, Cindy and I, my wife, decided we were going to start on dinner since Heather was pretty unintelligible and it was like 9 p.m. Mark started also working on dinner, so I hung out in the living room while my wife Cindy went to our room. Heather goes into their room, then she comes back out and heads outside for like 20 minutes, and I asked if she was good and got a small mumble. Heather comes back in, goes into the kitchen, and then goes back to their room again. At this point, Mark is done making their dinner and goes into their room. Mark comes out and sits with me in the living room, and we are talking about my brother's upcoming bachelor party. We then hear banging coming from their room.
She's got Dobby up there, like, hitting his head. And she's like, Dobby, stop.
Dobby, stop.
And then they come in. She's like, oh, it was me. I was doing that.
Mark went to go check on Heather, but she had blocked the door. Okay? Heather starts screaming and yelling, continuing to slam things around. After about 10 minutes of hearing Heather yelling and Mark trying to calm her down, I went in and told Heather that she needed to calm down. She starts yelling some really weird and extremely discriminatory things that I won't put here. Heather is half Hispanic, half African American, by the way. She starts getting louder and tearing things off the walls. I told her she needed to go outside to calm down. She refused and started picking up their bed and slamming it down.
How strong is this girl? She's picking up their bed?
Heather is the Hulk.
She's like, ah!
That's
intense.
We need to take her toxic anger and strength towards something good like saving the planet.
Fighting, yeah.
What's going on here?
Get her in the new Avengers.
Stopping the aliens. I told her if she didn't stop that we would call the cops so she could calm down and go somewhere else where she wasn't tearing things up. She just got louder and slammed the bed even more. I told Cindy to call the cops and tell them that we needed Heather gone for the night.
Gone for good.
2 cops show up and ask the 3 of us to step outside while they try and talk to Heather, who is just continuing yelling. Then it goes a little quiet and I can see through our screen door, I see Heather try the good old 1-2 diddly do on one of the cops.
No way.
And with how strong she is, they're done for.
Oh, dude. She's just going to break the door off and just lunge it at him. She
starts running.
They all run inside and we can hear Heather screaming and yelling still. 10 minutes later, they bring her outside in one of those cop bodysuit things they use when someone is struggling and won't stop. They put her in one of the cars and are standing talking to each other. We can hear them saying that she got combative, threw stuff, which hit a cop, and tried hitting one of them as well. They cart her off and tell us themselves that she is being arrested and ask if we want to press charges. Since she didn't do anything to us, we said no.
What? Okay. I mean, didn't she break a bunch of stuff now?
She destroyed the room.
Yeah, it feels like she did something.
Like, has to be, like, demolished.
Yeah. I mean, with how strong she is, there's no recovering anything in there.
I mean, you could literally just be like, yeah, we just want to press charges simply for the value of things in the room or something. I think that's
absolutely.
Like very like you're still like
Super
serving
reasonable.
justice and being like kind, quote unquote. I don't know. The cops left and we cleaned up the mess in the living room and then hung out with Mark to make sure that he was okay. We have some quick relevant comments. Commenter number 1 says, yes, you're the a-hole for not pressing charges. Without that, Mark is going to think it's okay to have her back in your house. Even if you tell him no, he may have her around when you are not home. Mark may be your friend, but Heather is not. And who cares about Mark's feelings about your property? Is Mark going to pay for the damages his hopefully ex-girlfriend incurred? Without pressing charges, you'll have to sue her for damages, and a judge is going to ask why you didn't press charges. She'll certainly get jail time for trying to be harmful to an officer and resisting arrest, but pressing charges would add to her jail time and having to compensate you for damages, and would teach her a hard lesson that she needs to learn. And Mark needs a new girlfriend. He's the a-hole for asking if she could move in knowing her history of violence. We're going to respond to that right after OP. OP responds to that and says, before the cops left, all we had noticed was the papers all over the living room and her own stuff she had trashed in their room. So no, we didn't feel like pressing charges over some papers and her own stuff that got messed up. It sounded like she did way more damage than just some papers.
Well, I guess now OP is saying when we first showed up, it looked like it was just papers,
Right.
and the cops probably said, like, hey, do you want to press charges? And they were like, oh, it's just her stuff.
Yeah.
And then realizing, oh, it's actually much more.
Commenter number 2 says, did you at least have her trespassed so she can't come back? Let her in with a cop standing by so she can get her stuff, and then have her gone for good. If her boyfriend doesn't like it, he can go too. Opie says she had a no contact order placed against her by the district attorney. And when she comes to get her stuff, an officer will be there at the same time. Cindy got the number of the DA so we can request that. Commenter number 3 says, I think you should let Mark know that she has an anger issue when she drinks. And if this happens again, neither of them will be living there. I mean, he needs to realize that she needs help. If he says anything but I agree, you might need to rethink Mark living with you. I have a feeling she will be back and will create more of a problem. And OP responds because we haven't gotten his take on like whether he's going to let Mark stay.
Yeah, we haven't found out. I don't know. OP seems very forgiving.
Very forgiving.
Yeah.
OP says, I tried to talk to him after he decided he was going to stay. He had some past trauma from an ex-stepdad doing the same thing to his mom, but apparently Mark isn't ready to listen. I can't force him, so I just have to step back and watch him crash and burn while she steers.
Wait, he's not breaking up with her?
It seems like it.
I don't understand.
Any chances that Mark might be insane too? Is he going to break up with Heather? OP says he's insane too. He's moving out with her.
What? Why? Mark, stop it. Stop it, Mark.
Commenter number 4 says, why would you allow this toxic crap in your life? Like, what the F is this? The 90s cops show up? Get these people out of your house and out of your life. Your friend let his girlfriend move in. Did you all discuss it first? How is he dating someone so volatile? Or is this all super normal in your neck of the woods? Opie says, obviously I don't allow it since the cops were called and she has been banned from my house. It was discussed first and he promised he had talked to her and that she would watch her drinking and make sure that she acted right. I believed him, which was a mistake. Opie responds to a downvoted commenter on drinking heavily and not being smart on how much to drink. Opie says, who said regularly drinking heavily? We're adults who are allowed to have an occasional drink. My wife and I maybe had 4 drinks between the two of us. Touch grass for Christ's sake, and maybe you should grow the F up. Oh, dude, Opie's clapping back now.
He's like, stop. We're just having fun.
You know, it was all fun and games, and it was like, hey, like maybe you should press charges and whatever. We're all cool, but listen, if you say I can't enjoy a drink or two,
can't enjoy a brewski with the. Oh, you got another thing coming.
I'm coming after you. If you think that's heavy drinking, then maybe you have a heavy drinking problem and should reevaluate your life.
Dang, OP.
Just clapping back. We have an update. We are about halfway through.
Oh boy.
This saga.
Oh boy.
Sophia, what are we thinking right now?
I think you just gotta limit contact with Mark until until he hopefully has a change of heart or a realization that he's not in a good relationship.
Yeah, it seems like I don't think without Mark coming to the realization, because you can try, you can push and force it, and maybe even drive him further away from you and closer to Heather, which would potentially make it worse. So yeah, it's like, hey, look, I'm gonna be here for you, but I not in the way that we have been if you're still with Heather. But we have an update where potentially time will pass.
Woo.
Let's see. Well, that blew up faster than I thought. For context, no, we didn't press charges ultimately because she only broke her own stuff and made a bit of a mess. Pressing charges was just something we didn't feel like dealing with for her breaking down her own crap.
Okay, so I guess she did only break her stuff.
It seems. I can't imagine how banging the bed against the floor on the ground was the only thing damaging, but hey, all right.
If you say so, Opie.
If you say so. I also messed up the timeline. This happened 2 weeks ago. We've had a lot going on, so sorry. Heather was released the next day from jail with a preliminary hearing set for last Thursday. We obviously spent so much time talking about what had happened. Mark said he was going to break up with Heather and spent that whole first week saying that.
I think he's going to take it back.
Then last week, he said he isn't going to break up with her, but she is not allowed back at the house at all, and he said he understood that. 2 days before the preliminary hearing, Cindy and Mark are subpoenaed to court. Sadly, I wasn't, so this part is secondhand from my wife, Cindy.
He's like, I wasn't freaking subpoenaed. It's not fair.
I was ready to lay down the law.
I wanted to talk.
Boom, boom. Cindy told me that because it's a felony, the judge is passing the case on to the district court from magistrate. I guess the DA went up to Cindy and Mark and said they could offer Heather a plea deal where she would basically be on probation with mandated therapy and mandated Alcoholic Anonymous. Okay, wow. So now, whether the district judge accepts that is anyone's guess. So it seems like it is at least within Cindy and Mark's hands to kind of give her this, much more fair or like easy, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, punishment, or at least suggest that as a possibility versus like being prosecuted for a full felony, which so I talked with Mark that night after I got off work, and he said they had a long talk after that and are staying together but won't be attached at the hip.
Oh no, that's not good.
It doesn't really matter.
He's like, we won't be codependent anymore. We're gonna stay together, but we're gonna have some space, so it's fine.
Heather doesn't remember anything after we stopped hanging out. He has spent every day since then with her, but that's his thing, so I don't really care. Cindy and I were out of town this past weekend, and we noticed on our doorbell camera that her car was magically gone at the same time that Mark's was gone. I confronted him, and he insisted that she never went inside, and our doorbell doesn't show that she went in. So it seems that Mark was there in the home, but their cars were appearing and disappearing together. Cindy and I talked and were ready to punt him out too. We had another talk last night, and he is moving out because they are finding a place together. We also told Mark we wanted an apology even if Heather didn't think she deserved it. I also confronted Mark because he was saying at my brother's bachelor party that Heather didn't deserve it and the cops didn't need to be called, which is highly inappropriate at any type of event, but especially that one.
Yeah. I bet Mark is just so locked into this relationship that he just doesn't understand.
He
is hurting his friend.
Dude, big time. This is reality distortion goggles.
Yeah.
To the highest degree.
Absolutely.
By the way, if you want entertainment to the highest degree, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your pods, and search what, Sophia?
Okay, story time.
That's right. We've got 2,000 episodes for your listening pleasure.
That's so many.
So many. Do we have any almost final closing thoughts as we are imminently reaching the end of this saga here?
I do.
Tell me.
I think that you already Mark is leaving the house, so that solves that problem.
Yep.
But I still think you got to limit contact because I think he's got to push through boundaries. I think that if you guys have like events where you're going to go out, Heather's probably going to be there, mutual friends, Heather's probably going to be there. So if you don't want to have those interactions with Heather, I think you have to realize that Mark is going to bring her around.
Yeah.
Still, if they're together.
So Heather has been telling Mark that she was trying to leave and go to her brother's. She walked outside the one time and came back in with nobody trying to stop her. She also said that I started a confrontation with her, and that's why she went off the rails. I call BS, because why would we try to stop her from leaving unless it was in a car? And we also asked how the heck she knows this if she was supposedly so blackout that she doesn't remember anything. Hey, I blacked out and I don't remember the details, but here's the details I remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only the relevant ones.
The math ain't mathin', Heather. Mark claims he doesn't remember anything until after the cops left, which is crap because we talked about what happened multiple times over the days after this occurred. He's just being an idiot, and we won't be dealing with it anymore. Either way, both are moving out. Good. Yes. Heather isn't allowed back except to get her stuff, and we will have an officer there when she is there. Editor's note, OP attached a picture of the hearing case report. That's crazy. And relevant comments, commenter number 1 says, if she doesn't remember anything, how does she know these things about the incident? Mark is in a toxic relationship, and I hope he will leave before it's too late. Opie responds, that's exactly what I said when we talked to him. He says she's remembering things. It's all
She's
coming
seeing
back.
visions.
She sees the visions of what happened.
She gains strength from her past.
Yes. And OP clarifies on the court process. OP says we live in a small town and it was a preliminary appearance. Also, like I said, it was moved to district court instead of magistrate. So his next trial isn't until October at the earliest. Will Mark be allowed to come back to OP's house? OP said he won't be allowed to come back.
Good.
That is good. Let's set the boundaries. Why did OP let Mark move in with him and Cindy? OP said because of rent. Mark and I were renting before I met Cindy. Cindy and I are about to move out of state, so we don't see a reason to not keep renting together to save money.
That's true.
And that is the end of that story.
Aren't they married? Am I crazy?
Oh, they are married.
Yeah, so why would they not rent together?
It's illegal.
Okay.
We live in an I Love Lucy world, and they must not only sleep in separate bedrooms,
Yeah.
separate cities.
Separate cities.
Get married.
Like, it just makes sense for us to live together. I mean, yeah, it's pretty common.
We happen to be married, and that's it.
Yeah. My friend called me selfish for looking out for my own family first.
No.
This comes straight from the r/OKstorytime subreddit.
Yes.
I met my friend back in 2007 when I was a senior in high school. Her name is April and is only a few months younger than me, but at the time of us meeting, she was still considered a freshman by school credits. By the way, this comes from Specialist Ask 615328, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So, after I graduated, I went on to work and go to college, which didn't last very long due to my family struggling to make ends meet. All this time, April and I would talk off and on, but not on the level we did in high school. Fast forward to 2015, which is when I went to high school, if anyone was wondering. I met my soon-to-be husband. We both worked together, and he encouraged me to go back to college to finish my degree. I went for fashion and design. We dated for 2 years before getting engaged, and in 2019, we got married.
Aw, it's cute.
We did a courthouse wedding because neither one of us could afford a wedding. Around this time, April kept trying to talk to me more, and I was super busy and felt like I couldn't talk the amount she wanted me to. Soon after my wedding, my husband and I moved out of state, about 6 hours away from where I grew up. It wasn't long after we moved that April would send me these long messages just detailing what she was doing, but it was all the same thing. She was living with a friend, still never graduated high school, came to find out that when she turned 21, she was punted out by the state. What? She was working as a grocery cashier. That's why she only talks about the grocery store, which she lost soon afterwards for missing money and had no intentions to better herself. She was huge into reading and poorly writing fan fiction as well as TikTok. And that's okay. Fan fiction doesn't have to be well written. It's just about the process. She asked me to read a story she wrote, and I told her I didn't have time to read it with my current job. I worked at a veterinary hospital at the time and never opened the link. Now to talk about this TikTok obsession of hers. She regularly met up with people she met on TikTok pre the vid, and that's where she met Michelle. Michelle, while not an attractive woman, was more intelligent than April.
Oh, God.
Michelle worked out of state about 5 hours in the opposite direction of me from where April and I grew up as an EMT. This is huge later, I promise.
Okay.
Not even a month after meeting Michelle, April and her started to date. This was October of 2019. Come Easter 2020, Michelle proposed to her. I was nice and congratulated April, but did later ask her if she felt she was rushing into this, in which she said no. She knows Michelle and loves her for who she is. This is where the problem started. Due to the vid, I was laid off. I also have major medical problems, so my husband and I decided it was best that I took a bit of time off to finish my classes and stay well. April messaged me this whole time while trying to plan a huge wedding for October 2020, 1 year to the day of meeting Michelle. April begged me to make her wedding dress. I said that I could, but it would come with a price. I am a talented seamstress and will not do work for free, nor should you.
Yeah.
She showed me inspiration pictures which looked like the dresses that could be a Disney princess dress. I told her based on current fabric prices, a dress like that would be about $1,500 to $2,000. This would let me earn about $300 to $500 depending on the style of the dress. This was a huge price cut compared to my normal work, but I was being generous due to knowing April personally. She didn't like the price.
Uh-oh.
She asked me what could I make for $100? And I told her something more along the lines of a sundress style wedding dress, nothing like she wanted. She asked, why would a sundress style wedding dress cost her so much? So I had to explain to her that for myself, I would only need a few yards of fabric due to wearing a dress size 2, where I would need considerably more fabric due to her wearing a dress size 34. This made her mad, and I didn't hear from her again until close to August. August came with a wedding invitation, which I told her due to the vid and medical concerns, I was unable to attend. She said she understood, and in the end, she only had family due to lockdown. She did do a TikTok live stream of her wedding, which I watched from a hospital room.
Oh.
I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
I did send her a small gift. At this time, I found out I had heart issues and genetic mutations, which explained why my husband and I never had kids. But not even 2 months later, I got pregnant. Heck yeah.
Congrats.
This is when we moved back to my hometown to be closer to my family. We wanted our child to be near their grandparents. April swore that I was trying to take away from her big day by being in the hospital and getting pregnant. What? That's not how that works. She's like, you're ill and you're doing it on purpose.
How dare you? How dare you conceive a baby right when I was having a wedding?
I was floored because I was told I would never get pregnant. Come the month of April, I was very heavily pregnant, and friend April mentioned doing a wedding in October 2021, 1 year anniversary, and invited family and friends. She again wanted me to make her wedding dress, and I gave her the same quote. She was livid all over again. She asked me to make bridesmaid dresses, and I gave her a similar quote for 5 dresses. It was at this point I found out that I was not asked to be a bridesmaid due to the fact that my hair was short and I would stick out. I only cut my hair due to my medical problems. I just pushed this off and kept going. Then April asked me to do hair and makeup for her wedding. I told her there would be a cost. She got mad because it should be free. I had to explain that I would have to practice the hairstyle and makeup look, get products, and take time to learn it. She decided that she didn't want to pay. She asked my mom, who is a professional photographer, to do her wedding photos, and my mom gave her a discounted price, which she was mad about. She just wants everything for free.
Give it to me for free.
She then asked me to borrow my mom's professional camera and take pictures for her. I said no. Opie's not a bridesmaid and is being expected to just do all of this for free.
Also, I love how she tried to remix it where it's like, oh, can I just borrow her camera and could you just take some pictures of it? It's like, yeah that's photographing the wedding. That's the whole thing.
It's the same thing. It's just a different person now. After this, I refused to attend the wedding. I had my daughter in July. Her wedding renewal came, and later that night, the night of the wedding renewal, she called me. This was concerning to me because she never calls. Turned out, Michelle cheated on April, and after the ceremony on their way home, told April she wants a divorce. Why did she do that after the ceremony? That's crazy.
That's insane.
You spent all of that. I mean, I don't know how much money you spent on this, but you presumably spent a certain amount of money.
You spent $10 on the
Probably
whole
at least
wedding.
$10.
Oh my God.
This was another reason I refused to go to the wedding. I knew he was going. Josh was good friends with Michelle, and they were cheating behind April's back even earlier that morning. April left Michelle, got divorced, and Michelle married Josh not even a month later.
Married him a month later?
Their honeymoon, Michelle and Josh got into a major wreck and they were hospitalized. Oh my goodness. April was devastated because she still cared for Michelle. Michelle went 9 months in and out of ICU while I carried my second child. This is crazy.
Jeez.
This is like a K-drama.
Yeah.
Not long before I delivered, Michelle passed away. I had my second child and he has major medical issues. April took a while to get over Michelle and sometimes still isn't over her. Fair. Honestly fair.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So fair.
That's a lot.
That
to have
all
to
happened
process.
within a month.
That's a lot for April to process.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
But now April is dating someone else and talking about marriage after 1 month. Girl, slow down.
Oh, no.
Please. She asked
No.
again if I would make her wedding dress, to which I replied, with what time? I'm busy with my severely medically fragile son and my daughter who has autism. I don't have time to make even a Halloween costume. This was met with yells about me being selfish, and I don't know how to address April or the problem. Please help. And there are some comments. But, John, how do we...
All right. A lot to deal with. Getting divorced after the ceremony. Michelle passes away. Just like an insane whiplash of
Truly.
the most intense emotional experiences a human can go through. Getting divorced and then like losing that person. Cheated on. Divorced.
Then losing that person that you were about to marry.
Just complete insanity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think OP could like writing a letter or like calling her and just kind of being like, hey, look, you've been through some rough stuff and I so wish you the best and I am rooting for you and I am in your corner, but like it does seem like this kind of cycle keeps happening, and specifically because right now I have to take care of my kids. Like I just don't know that I can be the person and friend that you need me to be, and like I'm gonna need some time
I think that
away.
would be the angel response.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit left to this story. Comment 1. So why are you friends with her? This person is nothing but drama and trouble. I'd be taking a huge step back and going no contact. Opie says, the only reason I still talk to her is because all but her and one other person have stopped talking to me due to my son's condition. Comment 2 says, find some new friends that aren't toxic and takers. Opie says, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how to make friends. I struggled in school and I struggle out of school. Comment 3, I'm sorry to hear about your son and wishing your family nothing but the best. As for April, it seems like she's extremely selfish, and in your time of stress, I'm not sure she's a good person to have in your life. A supportive friend wouldn't be upset with you after setting the boundary that you did, especially because of your circumstances. She seems to only care about what you can do for her and not what she can do for you. It doesn't sound like she's very receptive to truth, but it might be worth it to be honest with her about how her actions make you feel more stressed out and that you need some time away from her. I hope that everything works out. Nevertheless, I think some time away from speaking to her is needed as it's adding too much stress. And John, that is the end of that story.
That's it.
But OP, in terms of making friends, I think you find people, I know you're very busy, so maybe it's, whenever you got 2 kids, maybe it's making friends with the parents that are involved, like maybe your daughter's going to school soon or is in school, or whatever kind of educational program she's a part of. You can make friends with those parents that you like. That's what my mom did. I mean, she had other friends, but she just kind of set up play dates with all the moms that she liked, their kids.
It's a smart move.
Yeah, and I'm still friends with those people. And she's still friends with her moms.
2 birds, 1 stone.
I know.
You could, while you're, busy doing stuff, you could listen to the greatest podcast on earth.
That's true.
And
which we know that OP does, because this is an OK Storytime fan.
This is someone in our community, and then you can connect with the cool people here.
Exactly. We got Discord.
Yep.
Full of a ton of great people.
Yes. I refuse to invite my friend to my wedding because she might cause a scene.
Is Meryl Streep in it?
Uh-oh. By the way, this comes from a r/okstorytime user. Let's go. So a little backstory here. I, 29 female, have been friends with Paula, 31 female, not her real name, since we met in school when I was 7. She was a new girl and I was an outsider at school, but we clicked immediately. The first day I even went with her and her mom to her home to hang out there. By the way, this comes from Live Hovercraft 6792, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. We were very close and stayed best friends for a very long time. She moved an hour away when I was around 16, and I still went to see her often. I was always the one that kept our contact going. I have ADHD, so sometimes we would go a few months without contact. Every time I texted her after a while, she would make a comment about how long it was. I always felt a bit guilty, but also realized that she could have sent a message as well. See, the two-way
goes
street.
both ways.
Come on now. She started copying my looks. I was an alternative girl with black hair, and within 3 days of me dyeing my hair black, she did as well. She started to listen to the same music as me. When she was with other people for longer periods, she would copy them. She would also lie about where she was going. I got a call from her mom that she got into an accident and that she was not going to make it to me, to see her, I guess. I was not aware she would be coming over, and my mom picked up and spoiled the secret that she was going to meet up with my neighbor. We got into a fight about this because I didn't tell my mom that she had to lie about this, even though I did not know she had planned to go see him. Then she became pregnant.
Oh, whoa. That's not good for this situation. In other situations, great.
Great.
Maybe
but,
she wanted it.
Everyone else thought it was an accident that she became pregnant, but it was not.
Whoa. Plot twist.
This is, where is the story going? She had her baby, a daughter, and I became a godmother to that girl. The years that followed are to me a bit strange because nothing strange has happened so far.
No, just the years that followed.
She broke up with the father and started dating a few other people. She then became pregnant again.
Oh my.
Running it back. Before the baby was born, she broke up with the father and tricked him into not signing his recognition as a father. This was because the father of her daughter wanted custody rights, or at least to see her. So it seems like she kind of tricked him out of his custody rights. The new father doesn't have any grounds to stand on now and cannot see his son. Morally, I think this is wrong, and I told her so. I haven't had the best relationships myself, and some of them were even very harmful. 3 years ago, I decided that it was time for me to stand up for myself and decided how I wanted to live my own life. She asked me a few times if it wasn't time for me to get pregnant so her children could be friends with mine.
How old are they?
Well, baby number one, I think came at 16.
Yeah, but do we have ages for OP?
Oh, yeah. So OP's 29 now.
Okay.
Like present day. Oh, and Paula's 31 female. She asked me a few times if it wasn't time for me to get pregnant so her children could be friends with mine. I would have liked that, but I didn't want children with my ex for multiple reasons. In between, there happened a lot to me, but this is not for this story. My ex and I broke up, and first it was kind of messy, but he understood why we needed to break up after about 2 weeks. I was living my life for him and not myself. I started hanging out with friends more, and one of my friends told me that she knew a good man that has the same humor and hobbies as I do, and she thought that we could be a good match. I started talking to him 2 weeks after I broke up with my ex, and things were going great and amazing. He, 30 male, is an amazing person and is very sweet. Did I mention he's amazing? I told him about the fact that I just broke up with my ex and that I needed time to get to know him before going into a relationship with him.
Respectful.
Smart.
Like it.
This is good. This
good
is
stuff.
Okay, Storytime fam energy right here.
Don't rush into relationships you're not ready for.
We don't need to do that. He understood, and I promised him that when I was certain that this wasn't just a rebound, I would let him know. Communication. We love it. I did not want to fool him or myself for that matter. We both had good communication about this and both knew what we wanted in life. We did not want to waste time on some random hookup, but truly wanted something that would last forever. We kept talking with each other and meeting up. I told Paula about him, but she got defensive right away.
Said, I don't want you to get pregnant anymore.
I'm done. You can't have a partner.
You missed your deadline.
She said that I shouldn't be thinking about men in general and needed a few years of healing before I went back to dating. A little side note here is that since her last baby daddy, she dated about 12 different men. So I couldn't take her very seriously on this.
I'm sure she waited a respectable month between each of those men.
Oh, exactly. Yes. When I made my relationship official, she texted me, "You cannot be serious that you already have a new boyfriend."
Paula. Maybe we keep her mouth shut.
In which I responded with, "I understand that it seems fast, but I truly love him and he treats me right." She said that I should be in control of the feelings I have and that it is unacceptable that I love him.
You're not allowed to love him. I have to be in control of your feelings.
Because that's just a joke. You see, love is not real.
Oh, Paula.
According to Paula. I could not know how it would feel to love someone, and I should know better than loving someone I just met. She advised me to break up and come stay with her for a year so I could learn about life.
Paula's going to teach you all you need to know.
Dude.
Welcome to the school of Paula, where we get pregnant, and that's kind of it.
What is this insanity?
Paula.
She surprised me with this reaction, but I told her that I'm not going to waste my life looking for someone else when I feel like this is going really good.
Stop responding to Paula.
Right.
This is like when you someone's trolling you and you're like, actually, that's not very fair.
Yeah.
And they're not listening. They're
just going to
They're not thinking reasonably.
They're going to keep going crazy.
Yeah.
I understand that she was worried, but I believe that could have been worded in any other way. Like I didn't deserve happiness and love and should live like she does. She sent me a YouTube link with a song that basically made me feel like she was sending this to let me know that I believed in fairy tales and am a naive, stupid person.
Please tell us what the song is.
I also think there's a little bit of jealousy going on, but I can't confirm. I used to have contact with her mom and sister, but since we haven't spoken in so long, that is no longer the case. I think that is very unfortunate because her mom felt like a second mom, and sometimes I liked my interactions with her mom more than the interactions I had with her. Wait, are you telling me that you enjoyed interacting with her mom more than the person who said you don't deserve to be in love and you should just live with me for a year as my apprentice?
I don't know how that's possible, John.
Maybe the mom was offering to let her live with her for 2 years as her apprentice.
Probably.
That has to be what it was.
She probably told OP to not be in a relationship for another 6 years.
Gosh, what great advice.
Yeah.
The last thing I heard from her was that she was dating a dealer from her apartment complex and that she really wanted love.
Card dealer?
I do not think that this was a smart idea, but because we weren't as close before, I kept my mouth. I truly hope she has peace now, but this is because I want her kids to be happy. I know she has been manipulative in the past towards me and others, and I hope that she treats her children well. They don't deserve to be treated like crap. Not gonna lie, my hopes aren't through the moon for her parenting abilities.
My hopes are pretty low.
I am now 3 years together with my boyfriend, and we are getting married in October this year.
Wow, you're rushing it. You're rushing it. Wait another 6 years.
3 years? Girl, try 50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing? He is truly the love of my life. And before him, I didn't believe in soulmates, but now I do.
Love doesn't exist.
He treats me with respect. Now, I haven't spoken to her in 2 years because I tried to speak with her about a year into my relationship. She made me out for a clown, and we haven't spoke since. For a second, I thought it was she made out with a clown.
She made out with a clown. Dude. She went from a card dealer to a clown.
As far as I know, she is still single and lives alone with 2 kids, and her mother lives in the apartment above her. I do not agree with the way she's raising her kids because the daughter likes pink and the mom hates pink and thinks it's a shame because she became this way. I also want to add that her daughter was 4. I bought her a pillow and a teddy bear to sleep with because she didn't have that. She lives in a 2-bedroom apartment with her 2 kids and a dog that she has no control over. When I visited, she would hit the dog very hard in the head when the dog would not listen or stand in her way.
I recall animal control or something.
Yeah, definitely. Or like a rescue or jeez. I told her that I did not like the way she treated the dog because I am an animal lover and think that she should treat our pets in a more respectful way. My goodness. That is correct. No statement has been more correct in the history of the space-time continuum. But another correct statement is that you can listen to episodes with full stories just like this on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. 2,000 episodes of stories where you can learn, laugh, love, and maybe make a new friend.
So true.
In our amazing community.
So true.
Just search OK Storytime. But ladies and gentlemen, the story is almost over.
I do think that OP is still around Paula because she's worried about the kids and the dog. That's what it seems like. Because it seems like Paula sucks, but OP is still connected to the family.
Well, she hasn't spoken with her at this point in 2 years directly.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It seems. But maybe it does seem like maybe she's in the periphery.
Yeah.
For the kids and the dog and everything. But yeah, Paula's kind of not the best.
Agreed.
I think we can all agree on that. Her sister is following me on Instagram, and I met with her a few weeks ago. I saw her at an event that I was attending as well. We spoke, and she told me that Paula was angry that she hasn't heard anything from me and is not invited to my wedding. I do not want her at my wedding because I feel like she would make a scene. If you all remember the title of the story.
I didn't remember the title of this story.
Yes.
I love that it happened. It's going to happen right at the end.
Dude, it's like when they say the movie name in the movie at the end.
And then you're like, no way, they just said the name of the movie. Stop.
She does not know when, where, and how I'm getting married, and I would like it to stay that way. So am I the a-hole for breaking our contact, even though it was always me that messaged her? She is not blocked, so she can send me a message. I have been blocked from her Instagram and Facebook. Thank you in advance. So let's answer this question. Sophia, is OP the a-hole for stopping, basically going no contact?
Girl, you'd be the a-hole if you didn't. You absolutely go no contact.
Yes.
Stop contacting her.
Yeah.
All forms.
Stop it.